Parsons for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. He's applying the Vaseline to his lips, Mr. Fabio Wardley. I'm going to keep talking just until it is properly applied. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Other lip balms are available. We don't need to promote just Vaseline. You can use Carmex or whatever else you want. There's other options. But yeah, I'm good, mate. How's things?
Yeah, all good. Lovely to see you as always. Been a little while now. You've been enjoying a bit of downtime. Well, I say downtime. Mentally, maybe not downtime with everything that's gone on, but trying to make the most of it. I know you've been away with the boys, etc.
Yeah, just like, don't get me wrong, you have a fight and you run off for a bit and run away and then jump back to work. And I've been back in training for a good month or so now, so back to work, back to normal. But yeah, there was a couple of weeks in the middle there which weren't really a break, but comes with the job. You don't really get a full off button. You just kind of have to run with it when it goes. Right,
let's go straight into it. We know now, after probably the most scandal around a British title purse bid ever, that you won't be fighting Frazer Clarke. Just on your side, I take it you would have seen his interview, the sort of more in-depth one that he done with Umar, bits of it. What have you made of it?
It is what it is now. I'll be honest, I'm over it. It's dragged, like you said yourself. There was a lot made out of that purse bid, and it was a big event. I think it more so talks to how interested everyone was in the fight itself. But beyond it now, whatever interviews are said, whatever everyone has said and done, I think while it was all going on, I think I said enough of my piece. I made my point enough to people that you could tell who was really kind of being truthful and being honest with the facts, as opposed to who else was trying to spin a bit of a story. So it is what it is going forward. Like, unfortunately for him and his team, whatever, he's in the rearview mirror for me now. I'm not fussed about it. I'm not interested. I'm focused on myself, my own career, and moving forward. So we're going to keep going. I've spoken to Ed. We're going to look for a fight not too long. Whether it's British title, obviously got the WBA as well, so there's options there. Parker won the Commonwealth. I was going to say European Commonwealth the other day. So that's an option. Maybe not immediately, but there's other options there for me now. So I don't have to be focused just on this British title and what that might do for me.
With that being said, I spoke to Bella, and Bella told me that you do want to win it outright. She's able to sort of give me more insight here. I know last time there was so much trouble with trying to find you an opponent for the British that on an Anthony Joshua card as well, that you did have to go with an opponent from the States. I imagine really, if possible, you do want to be defending the title or sort of getting the Commonwealth in as well.
Well, first off, I don't know how much of a reliable source she is, so maybe watch that one. But yeah, like, don't get me wrong, outright would be the ideal thing for that British, but the pool is thin. The pool of candidates, of decent candidates, of worthy candidates, people who have earned their shot, is thin. So if that's not an option, or like I found out in the build-up to an AJ card of trying to put that together, that it was too much hassle for people, or people couldn't pull their finger out and even want to try and take that opportunity. There's excuses. So if I can't get people to jump into a fight with me on the undercard of an AJ card, then Christ, like, fucking hell, what else have I got to do? But if it's too much work, then it's too much work for not enough reward, then I'm not going to go for it. I've got options. Ultimately, I'm in charge. I'm the champ. I've got the belt, so it's up to me what I want to do. If I want to give an opportunity to someone, fair enough, I will. If I don't feel like it's worth it, or it's too much hassle, too much headache, then I'll skip it and we'll move on.
With that being said, I'm going to throw you a few domestic names. I know that's really what people want to get their teeth into, and I'm sure you do as well. Dave Allen,
yeah.
You've just mentioned to me, I think you've just done a little bit of a matchroom with him. He put out a video a little while back now saying he sees a lot of similarities. I know there's never really any animosity, but you were like, what are you on about similarity-wise? Just from your sort of head-to-head then, could that be a realistic next opponent? Do you think he's ready?
He says he is. He said he was 2 seconds ago. He said he said he's ready. He said he thinks he beats me. He said he thinks he knocks me out. And I said, good. I said, that's what I need someone to turn up and think. Have something about them and think they've got it on them. So it's no problem. Whether that happens next down the future, who knows? We know with Dave sometimes he can be a bit in the game, out of the game. So I think he needs something first, because he can't have that warm-up fight that he had before and then try and jump in with me. I think the gap there is a bit big. So I think he needs something to warm him back in, and not just that, to the proper settings as well. So an event like this, somewhere with a bit of a crowd, with a bit of people in it, a bit more to acclimatise himself. He's a possibility, but there's other candidates out there. Like I say, I'm holding all the cards. I'm the champion, so I've got a pick of the litter.
So Dacres is one that's with Matchroom. He's the current English champion. In terms of a name, he's not quite there, but obviously a good domestic fight in-house as well. He's with Matchroom. Eddie spoke about sort of that fight. Is that one that interests you?
I don't know if it interests me. It's not one that really gets me fired up to go, but I think Sol's probably one of the most prime candidates. He's obviously got the English belt at the moment. He's with Matchroom as well, which makes it a lot easier to make. But whether he's the one that people really want to see, I don't know. I think you go back to that profile thing, and has he kind of built towards it yet, or not yet? Yes, Tone. How you doing, bud? You okay? So we don't know. He's an option like everyone else is, and again, it's who makes themselves the easiest option to work with, as opposed to trying to bend over for everyone else.
All right, Fabio. I suppose just lastly on domestic and then the world of boxing as a whole, I don't want to keep you here all night, although I'm sure you'd love to speak to me all night long. David Adeleye. Maybe him if it gets mandated, etc. Eddie said same sort of situation as if the Frazer Clarke bid goes to, you know, whoever wins it is going to make a chunk load of money. You're happy going to the other side if it comes to that. I'm sure he'll be the same vice versa. Good bit of needle, good build-up, etc. You'd relish that?
I think that's the one most people want. It's probably the one I want the most out of the names that have been mentioned as well. He's probably the most interesting fight. Like I say, a little bit of needle there, rocked up to my press conference. So there's a bit there, there's a bit more added to that one, a bit of spice, makes it a bit more interesting. And obviously having the two big boys in terms of Ed and Frank go at it in terms of a purse bid for the pair of us works out pretty well. So because they're both going to want it. Obviously Ed's going to want it on DAZN, Frank's going to want it on BT, or TNT now, whatever it is. So that only does favours for me and David, fortunately.
Scandalous British title purse bid situation rolling.
Yeah, I don't know if Frank would live that.
Yeah.
Frank wouldn't be able to live that one down if he pulled out last minute like Sky and Boxer did. So yeah, I don't see that happening. I see them going toe to toe for it, which is good.
Should be right. Finally, from me, I suppose keeping it with the heavyweights. I've said on a few interviews now, it is a little bit tedious asking this until we see it. Where I've been doing interviews, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, now in 2023 we're talking about Fury AJ again. Tyson Fury's put something out. Eddie Hearn said no contract received as of this evening. The contract has been sent. 60-40 terms, 50-50 rematch, Wembley Stadium. Your thoughts? Are you even does it excite you, or are you just a bit fed up with it now?
They've sucked me in too many times. I'm not letting it happen again. Don't get me wrong. If I see some things, hear some things where it's a lot closer, then I'll start getting a little bit, okay, here we go. But until that time, I'm not listening to any social media call-outs, any social media messages or this and that, and saying you did this, that and the other, until I hear from some people closer to the source that, actually this is a lot closer, then that's when I'll start, hang on, might get a bit interested. But until then, I'm not letting it suck me in, because it's done me too many times over now, and I'm not having it anymore.
Fabio, always lovely seeing you. Thank you for making the time, and catch up soon, I'm sure.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.